Law of multiple proportion. It was proposed by Dalton. So before define it properly, we should take two compounds as the real examples under experimental justification. Since we know sulfur dioxide, sulfur has atomic mass 32 and oxygen has atomic mass 16. Putting the value here for sulfur and oxygen separately, sulfur 32 and oxygen 2 into 16 means 32. Here sulfur 32 and 3 into 16 means 48. We observed here that the proportion of sulfur is fixed while there is variable proportion of oxygen that reacts with sulfur to give SO2 and SO3. So what is the ratio between oxygen is 32, ratio 48. Therefore 4 ratio 6 means 2 ratio 3 by mass. Now we can explain about the law of multiple proportion from this real example. There will be a simple whole number ratio by mass when an element with variable masses reacts with another element with fixed masses, resulting two or more than two compounds or products. So this simple whole number ratio is the key point of the law of multiple proportion. I repeat again. There will be a simple whole number ratio when an element with different proportion reacts with another element of fixed proportion that results two or more than two products. It's called law of multiple proportion. So taking next example, like iron. When iron reacts with oxygen gives ferrous oxide and ferric oxide Fe2O3. We know iron has atomic mass 56 and oxygen 16. Putting the value here iron and oxygen separately, we can note down 56 16 and here 2 into 56 and here 3 into 16 means 48. Now fixed value of iron, this is the minimum value 56. Putting this value here, so oxygen value will be 16 as mentioned here. Since the fixed value 56 means divided by 2, so here oxygen will also be divided by 2. So it will become 56 and this will become 24. 24. Fixed value of iron reacts with variable value of oxygen, resulting the simple whole number ratio among masses of oxygen. This is called law of multiple proportion. I repeat in simple words. When an element with variable proportion by mass reacts with another element with the fixed proportion, resulting two or more than two compounds, there will be a simple whole number ratio among the masses of the element that participate not in a definite proportion or that participate in variable proportion. This is called law of multiple proportion. So here oxygen percentage 16 ratio 24 2 ratio 3 by mass. There will be a simple whole number ratio when an element with variable amount by mass reacts with fixed amount of another element, resulting two or more than two compounds. This is called law of multiple proportion. Now another example from oxides of nitrogen. As we know, nitrogen forms five oxides. Five oxides that are N2O, NO, N2O3, N2O4 and N2O5. We know nitrogen atomic mass 14 and oxygen 16. So nitrogen and oxygen by mass ratio separately, 2 nitrogen means 28, 1 oxygen 16, 1 nitrogen 14, oxygen 16. Here 28, it will be 48, this is 28, this is 64, this is 28 and this is 80. Now fixed value of nitrogen means the minimum value will be taken. So for making all the nitrogen as 14, it will be divided by 2. All nitrogen as 14, it will be divided by 2, the mass of nitrogen as well as oxygen. Putting the value of fixed nitrogen and variable oxygen again, it will become 14 parts, so oxygen part is between 8 part. This will be 14, this will be 16 as such. It will be 14, so it will be 24. It will be 14, it will be 32. And here 14 and it will be 40. So what is the law of multiple proportion? There will be a simple whole number ratio when an element with variable amount will react with another element with the fixed amount, resulting two or more than two products. This is called law of multiple proportion and was proposed by Dalton. So here taking fixed amount of nitrogen and variable amount of oxygen. So what is the simple ratio among variable amount of oxygen? 8 ratio, 16 ratio, 32, 24 ratio, 32 ratio, 40. So in simple way, 1 ratio, 2 ratio, 3 ratio, 4 ratio, 5. This is the simple whole number ratio among variable masses of oxygen that participates in formation of 5 different oxides of nitrogen when it reacts with fixed amount of nitrogen. This is all about related to law of multiple proportion. Thank you.